So now that we have one floor speaker set up and it's all designed and all put together, um, now I would like to make a pair. So this will help for when you're setting up a key shot rendering. It kind of tells the story of what's going on. I would also like to build a table and a little receiver for these speakers to be connected to. So the first thing we want to do is mirror what we did in these past few lessons. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag one of these planes over. You drag it as far as you want. We can always change that afterwards. Go ahead and hit OK. Now to mirror, you just go ahead and hit mirror over here. It already select the plane over here that you can see. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use the body mirror. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pick all the pieces over here that we wanted to do. So now that we're trying to mirror, we should make sure that we're picking the appropriate pieces. In this case, we're trying to mirror everything we've already built. In the system itself, it allows you to know what you're picking when it turns blue. So in this case, let's make sure we're hitting every gray piece and not leaving out anything. And then go ahead and hit the check mark. So now what we have is two floor speakers, pretty standard speakers that would go on either side of a TV. So I noticed we kind of missed a piece that goes in here. So I'll show you another little tip here. So in SolidWorks, the really cool thing about it is you have a history over here. You have a whole list of things that you did to do what you did in this model. Now, on the other hand, what you can do is grab this little blue line down here, and what you can do is just go back in time of what you actually did. So we're going to zoom out here. You can see that that little piece that we put back there isn't there anymore. The cut from over here isn't there anymore. So it's a really, really cool, useful tool. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to that cut that we did on this front vent, and we're going to add another piece, another layer in there for some dampening. So we have these big holes, but you can see right through it, and we want to give it that nice mesh black material that goes behind that helps dampen the sound that comes out of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to base this right off of the geometry that's already there. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pick this plane, and we're going to make a sketch out of that. Now, to do quick little fixes on the fly, it's kind of easier to use the geometry you already have and work within the 3D space as easy as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick this line, and we're going to offset. So let's go ahead and reverse that. We want to make some kind of material on the inside wall of this, kind of eyeball it of how far deep it is. It looks like it has to be a little bit deeper than this. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hit OK. And what we're going to do is we're just trying to make a nice thin material that's going to be extruded up. So we're going to go ahead and pick that. We're going to offset off of that offset. Hit OK. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to close that sketch that you just made. Get the other side. And now we have this nice little arc that's going to close off this face. Now let's go ahead and exit out of the sketch. And using the same geometry that we've already built, let's extrude this up. And we're going to use that up to face again. So come over here to your left side, hit up to face. And then what you want to do is you want to pick this face that you want it to come all the way up to. And because this is going to be a different material when we start rendering in KeyShot, again, let's not merge this with anything else. Okay, now that we've done that, we can actually pull this all the way back down to where we had our mirror. And there we have the mirror. Now that we've built that one piece, it wasn't mirrored with the rest of the pieces that we just mirrored. So another thing you can do is come back here, right click on your mirror option, and you can edit the feature. So now that we have that extra piece in there, we can go all the way back to what we were doing before and add it into this body section. So go ahead and just highlight this area, and then you can just select the piece that needs to go in there with it. And now you can see it's added to the list. So go ahead and hit the check mark. And now we should be able to see that same piece over here if we scroll in. And sure enough, it's over there. And that's how you mirror your model.